First of all, let me welcome you to this family reunion. I think you will agree that we have a large turnout. And I think that's because a lot of us live in Florida and Georgia. And those of us that don't live there, and I grew up either in Florida or Georgia. Because according to our cousin Tony Hall, that's where most of our family originated, in Georgia. So welcome, and thanks for taking time out of your busy summer schedule to spend time with your family. There's nothing like family, and it's important that the young people here today, realize that family is what gives you what you are. Your genes, your personality, your looks, or whatever, is all about family. And always keep family dear. We've had some difficult family history, and I don't mean just the Watson-Dent, but as a group. But we lucky that we have people in our family who's willing to spend the time and the effort to trace our roots. And we will be hearing from one of those, from that individual, in fact, pretty soon. And he'll tell you about the latest venture, and he will also do the memorial service for those who are no longer with us in body, but they're here in spirit. So just to let you know, my name is William Watson. Most people call me Bill. That's okay. I grew up in Rochelle, Georgia. My mother was Callie Watson Copeland. And I have two sisters that's still with us, Gwendolyn, and of course Bernice is not here yet. But of 7 children, we are the 3 that's left. And we are thankful for that, and we are thankful for having you as family members. So at this time, I'd like to call Tony Hall. And Tony will do the memorial service, and he will tell you about his latest book on the history of this family. This will be his 3rd book. If you haven't seen or read the first 2, you need to do that. And he'll tell you how you can get those. But this will be his 3rd book, and he'll give you a little information about that. Tony? Let's give Tony a hand. He really has been working hard on this stuff, folks.
I just want to say it's just a pleasure to be with your family. And you know, in researching, let me just say this, get this out of the way. Family told me not to be long, so I will not be long. So if there's some stuff, and I'm sure you'll see some stuff you want to know more about it, and you have to get on those folks who want me not to say a whole lot. But I do want to say that researching the family, I am amazed. Some of the things that you will find in our family, and I'm talking about this stuff is documented. You will be amazed, and like I was amazed. But one thing I realized that when you research slavery, because I like to go past the slavery, pre-slavery, not pre-slavery, but right before the war ended slavery. One thing I did find out is that, man, they did everything they could to destroy the family, the black African-American family, because they realized, if somebody can take your hope away, I mean, there's not a whole lot to look forward to, and you want to die in a lot of cases. So the point is I was amazed to find out how bad that destruction of the family affected us, even today. And so you have to do that. But our family is doing everything. Tonight, we're going to learn some things about Africa. African roots. And I'm excited about that. I hope you're excited about that. And you're gonna discover some things. It's gonna be real brief. Once you get the book, you'll get a lot more information. But by the way, I have to say that the DNA test that we did do for, we could only do it for the Watson side, because the Dent side, we gotta work on that, because we gotta get somebody who's gonna give us their DNA. I realize now everybody don't wanna give their DNA. So, but we are convinced that we will be able to get that. And so it should, you'll be able to purchase a book the last week in August, excuse me, because I'm confident that we're gonna be able to get that DNA stuff. I didn't wanna publish that book unless that was in there. But tonight, we're gonna find some things about on the Watson side. And the thing is that you have to have two, for the Watson, then you have to have a DNA test for the Watson side and a DNA test for the Dent side. But the thing about it, if you can get the Dent side, you basically got the Watson side, because the Dent married into the Watson side. So, for example, my grandmother was out of Watson, but before she was out of Watson, she was out of Dent. So the Watson and Dent, and then we have Samson Dent, his brother, her father was Green Dent, and his brother was Samson Dent, and so we have so many Macon family members here tonight. Let me just tell you about this real briefly, and I'm going to show. This is a memorial that I think we need to do. But when I was 17 years old, I went to my great aunts, and so the Dents would know who that was. Gertrude, we call her Gertrude Dent. Her father was Green Dent. I went over to her house, and I was just walking by her dresser, and I saw this man, as you see in the first book, with this tuxedo. I said, "Oh, by the way, Aunt Gert, who is that?" And she said, "Oh, that's my papa." And she looked at me and she said, "And that's your grandpapa?" And she said, "He was a slave, but he died a professor." And boy, that just, what? A slave? And I had never heard of him. So that really began for me to really research our family. So Aunt Gert had a lot to do with this. I said this to tell you this. Before, when I did this first book in 2007, we really didn't know many of our dead family members. But Aunt Gert kept telling me, "Samson Dent children, they all in Macon, you gotta find them." And God knows, I found them. And they are here today, and I'm very happy. But I would have never known about these people if Aunt Gert had not said it. And when I went down there, I was amazed. The reception. I mean, this is something about our family. We just love people. Because they took me in, and we're gonna talk about Letha in a moment. Letha Dent, she's the last surviving child of Samson Dent. And she gave me some things that really introduced me to something very special. But before we do all of that, I want to, this is a memorial we lost, apparently over the last few years, 22 family members. And this is a memorial to them. I want you to just kind of think about these people. They're not here today. Some of them we didn't get to know personally, but it is something that you would enjoy. And then after that, I'm going to ask my brother who led us in, right here, Donnie, who led us in the blessing of the food, to just say a brief prayer for our loved ones that's gone on.
Can you only imagine? Can you imagine just standing before the King? Oh, I can only imagine what it would be like when I walk by your side. I could only imagine, yeah, what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. I could only imagine to be surrounded by your glory. What will my heart feel? Will I dance for your can only imagine when all I will do is forever, forever worship you. I could only imagine. I could only imagine to be surrounded by your glory. What will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence to my knees? Will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I could only imagine to be surrounded by your glory. What will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence to my knees? Will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? Can you only imagine? Can you only imagine? If we don't have any words to say, we can cry. This is our war cry, just to behold your face. Thank you for your amazing grace. Every day will be Sunday, Sabbath will have no end.
That I tried to go back at least 10 years, but most of them are more recent than that, like less than 3 years, mostly 2. But those people, some did go back to 10 because I wrote the first book 10 years ago, so I wanted to go back there. Now, I wanted to, at this point, I'm going to ask Lisa Dent to come forward, please. Yeah, she's looking at me like, what do you want me for? When I went to Macon to find our Dent family, Lisa was, the first person I met was Christine Dent. Christine was a little older than Lisa at the time. Christine has passed since that time. And the second person I met was Elmira Williams, they call her Fat down there. And Esther B's sister kept saying, you gotta be fatter, you find Fat, she'll tell you, she'll take you to all the family members. And that's exactly what she did. But Lisa, as I said, she's the last surviving member of Samson Dent siblings. Okay, you don't have to talk. You don't have to talk. But, and actually I had video, but since they told me not to be long, I'm not gonna show all that. But I have a video when I went down there. I like to record things, so I recorded everything. But I was telling you, this is a person you probably read about in some of the previous books. I said to her, we were sitting down talking, I had heard of Samson Dent, Lord, for so long, I just gotta find a picture of that man. So they told me in North Shore, well, if you go to Macon, you find this person, I would think she has a picture. And I was surprised because I didn't know that he had any kids that were still alive. But he had several at that time. Anyway, to make a long story short, we was talking and Lisa said, I said, do you don't have no picture? She said, I used to have a picture. I have one picture, I don't know where it's at, but the only thing I have is a Bible. And she shook her head. Now, any researcher knows that most, if you're doing ancestry, you know that most of the record is kept in the Bible. You know, when the person, she said, I said, you have a Bible? She said, yeah, I have a Bible, but it's so old. And I said, how old is that Bible? And as she began to figure, she said, my brother passed it up. When my brother was alive, he had it, they passed. It turns out the Bible, when I calculate everything and listen to what she said, the Bible is nearly 100 years old. And in that Bible was a gold mine that she had been keeping for all those years, had been passed down to her, had been passed down to her.
Still have it.
She still have it. And I have a video of it anyway, but we're not going to show that. But she had it was a gold mine. It had all the names and records and dates, and now we can get someplace. And of course I was able to, go and apply for their death certificate. Who had some? Someone so old they didn't have, death certificate was not required at that time. So let me just interrupt you real quick. But Letha had a special thing, and our book this year is being dedicated to her. The book. The book won't be ready. I was trying to get it ready for here, but then it's probably better that I wait because we needed more information before that book was published. But I wanted to make sure she had something put in her hand. This is the cover of the new book. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Letha is in the center of the book. The book is focused this time on young people. And I'm going to go over some of the elements in the book, not all of the things, but I wanted to give this to her. And so that when the book is published, she gets the first book, because she didn't have no idea that the book was gonna be dedicated to her, because I called her granddaughter first. She said, no, don't tell her, because she's so humble. She'll say, no, not me. I said, I ain't telling her nothing. and she has the sweetest spirit. If you haven't gotten to know Letha, then please do. She is a treasure to this family, to be a custodian of our records of our family in so many ways. I just want to say thank you, Letha, and this is it. So when you get the new book, you will definitely get that book. Okay, I'll make sure you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Everything.
And you're one of the few people that won't have to pay for the book.
All my mother's children on the only survivor.
Yes, she's the only survivor.
Yes, thank you, Tony, for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. We love you, Letha. Thank you. What I'm going to show you some of the elements in the book. Hopefully that you'll get some idea and you'll want to be included in this book. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't plan to do another one, but I'm hoping somebody like my niece, Ruby and Phoebe, I'm hoping that they perhaps will want to edit it every year, because this is it for me. So if you just hold on just one moment, I'll show you the elements of the book. I'll try to make it quick, and then I'll sit down. Estate, they kept really good records on that. And it also, if you saw the first book, there was a picture of the slave owner. And the thing was, that was possible because when I was finding out more about it, I found out he was a captain in the Confederate Army. And then later on, after the war, he became one of the founding members of the Georgia Supreme Court. So I knew there had to be a picture of it. So that picture is in that first book, if you didn't have the first book. But yeah, to answer your question, I did find out he was sold in 1859, almost at the end toward the war. The war hadn't started, but it is starting in 1861, really. And so he was sold right before it because his son was the administrator of that estate, and that's how I was able to find that. So to answer your question, good question. Anybody, any other questions before I'll be through? Any other questions? Okay, so as far as ordering the book, what I'm going to do is put a link online. You can go to our family website, but we also, oh, by the way, that is the third and last book of this family, but I will say that actually I did another book. There's 4 books I've actually written on. The 4th book is for the nation and for everybody. It's called Create Your Family History, All-American Edition. And actually, I'm sorry, there's actually 2 more books, I forgot. There's one is called Create Your Family History, African American Special Edition. That's to help you get past the slavery issue. And then there's another one called Create Your Family History, All-American Edition that deals with 5 nationalities. So all of those books will be online that you can click on a link and purchase a book, but you won't be able to do it before August the 30th. And let me just say this, the more books we order, the cheaper the books will be. If you start ordering individually, you're gonna pay a lot more money. And me being an author, they do give me a discount. So we have to figure out some kind of way, because that first book that by the way, I don't set the prices, but unless, I do set the price in a sense, but in the first 2 books, I told them to charge me my profit, 0. Because I was just concerned that people get the book, okay? Okay, that was in 2007. That book that we paid $29 for, now it's $46. I didn't know nothing about it. They put off, because they knew, oh, 0, we can make a lot of money. So they started charging what it was, because they knew I was gonna get a profit. But this book will probably have maybe a $5 profit or something. But I'm just saying that they might be a lot more expensive, because you remember, I like to do color. And color costs a lot more because we look better in color, don't we? Okay. I see it's time to go. So, any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Raise your hand. Go ahead, raise it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Sorry, I couldn't see that well. Do you have a question? Oh, that's Bobby. Okay. Okay. Any other question? Okay. I hope you will consider getting this book. It's not for me, but it's for you. And as I said, the focus is on our young people. Let me say one other thing that I think I need to say about this. You know, when doing the research, I asked you guys to fill out a family history chart, and on there, I asked, I said, well, your husband, your wife, and then I say any other husband or wife. I did that because you're going to find out when you're doing research a lot of things that you would ideally put, you can't ideally put, because people are imperfect and things happen. But my thing is, remember to be fair to your children, because when they trace their line, they're going to want to know their grandmama, their granddaddy, and sometimes we get rid of one of the spouse, and the last thing we want to have nothing to do with those folks. But this book is not for you, it's for your children. And so just consider that. You don't have to, because some people, you don't need to have no kind of relationship with them, but you do want them to be able to go back and trace. One of the problems we've had in the past is that you ask people, the older people, what's your mama? Did you know they would say, oh, what's my daddy? That's none of your business. That's your dad. And the reason that happened because they was embarrassed. A lot of rape was going on. They were slaves, and people had their way with them. And so when you ask them, "What's your mom?" That's none of your business. And you can understand because there's a lot of negative attachment to that. So, but we're more than that now. Yeah. Let's just remember that, because I'm gonna tell you, I've seen some issues where people have all kinds of identity problems. I was on a forum, I was on a forum, and a lady called, she asked me on the forum, it's a live forum on the internet, and she said, she was feeling so bad, she was embarrassed, she said, I don't know nothing about my relative, because every time I asked my mother, she said, you don't need to know that ain't important. And all of that happened, and nobody knew anything. And she was suffering she was in tears. She was at the verge of tears because she knew nothing. And when she saw my book, and she was pleading me for help. And I can't do nothing about that. She said, and I can't tell my kids anymore. Only thing I can do is give you a roadmap how you can go back and find it, even without them telling you, because they're in the document, whether they realize it or not. Okay, thank you. And that's it.
All right, let's hear it for Tony Hall. So please support the book project. Please. History is very important.
Yes, it is.
And not knowing it is detrimental. So we want to support that. Okay? Let's thank them again, please. So before we, a few things we want to go over. We want to acknowledge first our new family members. If you were married since the last reunion, I know Tanita, if you will please stand. We want to acknowledge the new married couples. Yes, and their families. I was getting ready to call your name, forgot your last name. Davis. So let's welcome the Davis family. And I know we have at least one baby. Well, no, two, Mason, and that were born within the last 2 years. Rashika's, little Rashika, wherever she is. We want to acknowledge them, so you could stand them up for us, please. Zoe, at least 2 years old, yes. Mason has an attitude. Oh, Clandon, why you didn't stand up back there? Clandon Simmons, recently married in the last 2 years. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, little baby, okay. All right. Yes. So thank you all. Oh, Nathan. Yes, and back here also. Let's welcome our newborns. Our the newest additions. One of the things I did want to mention why it's on my mind. Rosa mentioned to us earlier, and I wanted to ask because apparently I was talking in Houston when she was talking about this, so I don't remember. But and I probably was doing something. But Rosa mentioned that during the breakfast on that Sunday, that she encouraged each birthday month. If you were born, for example, and I'll use October because it's the month I was born in, we were encouraged to get with our fellow birthday month members and keep in touch with them. Now, I didn't hear it, so I didn't do it. No, I wasn't listening. But I understand that Joyce, what month? August? No, September. That she actually kept up with all of those that were there.
Julia, right here,
Julie did also. Yes. Who else kept up with their birthday month where they talked, they communicated and kept up with them? Okay. So we want to encourage that again. If you are I'll try to in the morning, at least tonight or in the morning, and we'll find out who's in what month. Exchange phone numbers, emails, okay? So you can text or call and just check on each other. Okay?
I got
yes.
How are they gonna know who got what? I mean, it'll be quick. Just say January. All the January folks, y'all look around, see who y'all got in January.
Stand up January so we can see you. All those that are born in January. Exchange numbers and email addresses and all those things. February. You please stand all those that are born in February. All right, February. He ain't got the 28 days, but okay, he on it. Well, 29 leap year. So, all right, March.
Got some March babies.
March babies. Okay? Look around.
Over here.
March, baby, March. All right. April. My mother's born on tax day. That's why I owe every year, I guess. All right, April.
Okay.
Yes, May.
May.
May, all right, look around.
We got the
Cameraman over here got his hand up over here. Look, got his hand up. June.
All right.
All right, June. Now this is July, so but stay in July. Yeah, stick around. August.
We got August.
August, come on, August. All right. Exchange numbers, text, emails.
Okay, if y'all need to see this for Lillian over here for August. Because I know they got a little board, little thing.
Right. September. All right, September. Well, these three right here are immediate family members. They already talking. Well, we hope you already talking. Now, please, you don't have to buy down for October, folks. Okay? But if you're born in October, the best month, 31 days of, you know. All right, October. Who said Halloween? November. All right, November. November. Okay, just keep November. We got you.
We got it right there.
And December. 31 days of hell. Thank you, Jesus. 31 days. Now I was gonna ask who has a birthday on the same day, but there's no way of knowing that. But if you are a twin, you need to stand up because your birthday's on the same day. I hope you talk to your twin. I hope y'all talking. Okay? All right. So yes. So thank you all again. And a couple things. You wanna do that? I haven't got it yet. I'm gonna go down here to do that. So I'm gonna sit down, but I just want to make mention of one other announcement. We have formed a committee for the family reunion of president, vice president, treasurer, all those things, and we want those people to stand. Okay. The president is Bill Watson. Ken Bromfield is also co-president.
He's going to work.
Oh yeah, he's going to work. He's young. No offense, Bill. You young too, but you younger. I was getting ready to say Casey. I don't know why. No, I have never called her Clendile Gator. I don't know when until she started with me. She's been married 21 years. Okay. Clendile Copeland is the vice president. Who is secretary? We nominated somebody. I hope they're from the dead side. All right, Yvette is the just a bit. Okay, who is Yvette? Your name Yvette too? Okay. So secretary, she has accepted. Treasurer, Phoebe Anderson, and Marilyn Baker, they're the treasurer. Okay, they're gonna work together. Am I missing somebody? And I'll serve as the chaplain because they're gonna need prayer. I'm gonna get there. So in 2019, the family reunion will be in Atlanta, Georgia. So you got to come to the age, you got to come for real, okay? 2021. Okay, 2021, the family reunion will be in Tampa. Okay? And this is the big one. No offense, your big too big. Okay, because the young folk gonna do this. 2023, right? Is that right? It's going to be in Miami. Okay? Miami 2023. Okay? So we look forward to seeing you all. Okay, and listen, we have been to Africa. We went in 2007. Now, Bill, I'm sure he'll be on this. It'll probably take us about 2000 We'll be ready to go to Nigeria to see our people. Okay, you see, Boomy already ready. She dressed. And we were trying to come up with a theme for the night. When I said, what if we do Africa? But we didn't have enough time because we wanted y'all to get out there. So y'all should be ready. We'll try to get top dealing into doing Africa for that night. You know that night when you dress up. So we got 2 years. Oh, I thought you were about No, I'm saying we can go to Africa. We can make this a mission trip. We can go over there and do some medicine. We have some doctors. Hey, look, we got people that go every year, so we'll do that. But for real though, we do want to do that. That'll be something good. Now, I think I'm supposed to be doing the oldest and the youngest. Okay, can we get the oldest member? Mary. That would be Miss Mary. All right. She's 90 years young. Okay. 90 years young. Oh yeah, and she knows how to work a computer. So I told her, I know plenty of my family members who cannot. I'm not gonna point at anybody, but they'll be in this area here. I told her she need to get some lessons, starting with my mama and then go down. They don't know nothing about computers. Okay, who's the youngest here? It's where she, okay, we got a baby right here. How old is your baby? Tatum is 4 months. You got anybody under 4 months? All right, Tatum. Tatum is the youngest here. Okay, who traveled the longest? Who traveled the farthest away? Marilyn got her hand up. Okay, how many hours? I know 2 months. I asked your husband, because y'all already like, don't time, I gotta go back home. 16, okay, we had somebody that had to drive 16 hours. Anybody else drove more than 16 hours? Even though it may felt like it when you used to cover your family. Okay, so Texas, they won that one. Okay, then what about recent graduates from high school and college? We got any recent graduates from high school and college. If y'all can stand up for us, please. All right, congratulations. Now let me just say this. I know they didn't ask me to say this because I'm just going to say it because I got the microphone. One of my goals is to do a scholarship for somebody who's going to college. Now you got to be in college. Now you got to be going. Because I got to see paperwork, acceptance letters. You know, you done started paying a little money. But that's something I think will be great because I know a lot of families that do that. Yes, and we got kids that could go, that's ready to go, and they may not have money or have all the funds. I think that would be great. So that's one of my goals. So I'll be trying to work with that to get that started and to incentive for you to go to college. Okay, if your brain ain't gonna eat, it's not gonna ooze out your ears, I promise you'll survive. I took me a little bit longer, Boo graduated before me, but we don't tell too many people that. So congratulations to all our college and high school graduates. And I think she's already made the announcement about where is the committee members? The 2017 committee members for tonight. If you can come up here for just a second. We get monopoly money. And while we're waiting, I think Boom is checking on something. The tree, I started out the tree. If y'all can look back there, see some dots. I have circles drawn. And what I want, anybody that wants to paint, with instruction, please don't just go back and start painting. But let me, and my mama is supposed to be my assistant, which I see she stepped out. So. Okay, but what I'm doing is I'm gonna let you paint a circle, and I have some Sharpies if you want to write your name in there, your family, you know, something that we'll be able to. Now, what I'm doing is let you all do that part first, and I'm gonna go back and kind of touch it up and make sure it's
good to go. And then we'll take a shot of it, and then I'll try to bring it whenever I go somewhere. So it'll be a reminder of what we did here as far as the paint party team building exercise. And also too, don't forget to go to the backdrops. We got 2 backdrops. Okay, we ready. So nobody should have an excuse why they didn't take a picture. So we do have a great cameraman, Mr. Andre. He's gonna be, Andrew. I'm giving you a new name, Andrew. And I have my camera. And anybody else that takes, we've got a couple more people that take pictures. And you can take your own with your phone or whatever. But if you want to take pictures behind the backdrop, we need that information and those pictures for Uncle Tom. Here. Right. Oh, yeah, he might need them for the book. He might need more pictures. So please take pictures. Y'all look beautiful. So please take pictures. And Boomer said at both backdrops if you can. And the one for the Watson-Dent with no year on it, that'll be traveling. So when she do it in Atlanta, I bring it to Atlanta. So we'll have one that we can just carry around until it falls apart. So we're gonna get the money out of it too. Okay, now these are the 2017 community members. Miss Cundia Copeland.
Only 21 years.
I know, she's been married 21 years. I like her husband. Miss Daphne Alford. That's the mom's mom. Okay. All right, and of course, Mr. William Watson Bill, the doctor. Brenda Anderson, my twin. She's my twin this week. I don't know why. I know Tony's eating because he's been up here talking, but he's on the committee too. Y'all heard him here? And I thought we had another person. Willie Mae Hall Jackson, which is my mother, who's somewhere that's, I don't know where she is. She's also on the committee. And the t-shirt lady, Miss Wallette Williams, Jackson. Lord, I'm your child, honey. You your daddy's child, honey. Yeah, do you have any more t-shirts for anybody? Yes. Okay, so if you know you paid for a t-shirt and you hadn't gotten it because she hadn't seen you, please see her because she has your shirt. Yeah, they said stand up so they can see you. While they looking like, please don't tell me stand up. Yeah, and we're wearing them in the morning. Okay, we're wearing the t-shirt. Yeah, as you can see, Bobby's wearing his twice because he got his own out here. So I want that same shirt on tomorrow now. Yeah, we're gonna take a group picture in, I guess in here, or we're gonna find a space to take a t-shirt. Was there anything else everybody said? Okay, so people that want to paint, just line up back there. Have a little apron. You shouldn't get any paint on you, but just in case you want an apron, I have a couple back there. So you can.
A certain age group, y'all participate.
Well, I love the kids, but this is not the kids. My mama is normally helping with the kids' parties. She's not here, so we're not doing any kids. I love y'all. You can write their name on there. As a matter of fact, what I do is with a Sharpie, you can write names on it. We can cover up that whole little, I'm gonna put Watson-Dent at the top later, but we can write on the sides and everything. So I really would like, if it's possible, for adults to paint, because it can be quick and I can just let you. Now, no OCD people, because we ain't got all night now. It's just a circle. Now, the next time, hopefully, we'll be able to do something with the kids. It's gonna take me 2 years to do that, so I'll be ready by when we go to Atlanta. Okay. Okay, so I think we have music. What time is it, y'all? Is it 10? 8:30. Yeah. Okay, so we gotta be out of here. The music gotta be off. So we're gonna have music. So don't leave. We're gonna dance. That's it.
Yeah, we have to stop the music at 10:30, but the place is available until midnight. So we can still congregate, communicate, whatever. The bar is still open, and it's free, by the way. You can also play cards after the banquet. Just no gambling. If you gamble, you got to pay the house, not the house. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else have any announcements? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You. Okay, let's have some fun. And we got to give our cousin Butch here and his son accolades for videoing and doing the photography. Actually, he didn't come here with that intention, but we twisted his arm. Thank you. Enjoy. Paint, drink responsibly. And they do have sodas, soft drinks also. Soft drinks are available at the bar.
Tell me they got 21.
Gotta be 21 now. If you're not 21, don't go up there trying to act like you're 21 and hit a me or something. Because we got a lot of policemen in our group too. And they're undercover. So you never know who they are. Okay, thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening and the rest of the reunion. Like the president said, you're watching out.